Hello students, we are starting a new chapter, a new unit, that is circulation. Alright, we are starting with what is circulating in our bodies, that is in your body and in my body. What is circulating and why is this circulation important? Alright, what is circulating? Why is this circulation important? What is the circulation doing? Now, when you're breathing, when I'm breathing, I'm taking in oxygen. This oxygen that is going inside, okay, has to be circulated to all my body cells. My lungs are taking in oxygen. This has to be circulated to all my body cells. All the food that I'm eating, all the nutrients from the food are extracted and they have to be circulated to all my body cells. Okay, all this work circulation is doing, and it has to get back. It has to not only give it to the cells but also get back from the cells. Okay, so it is giving the nutrients, it is giving the hormones, it is giving the oxygen, and it is bringing back the excretory waste products, it is bringing back the carbon dioxide. All this work, the circulation, the circulatory fluid is doing, okay, which is a fluid connective tissue. हमने जो connective tissue का classification किया था in structural organization of animals, in that we have seen that one type of connective tissue is a fluid connective tissue which is circulating in the body. So blood is that fluid connective tissue. Alright, so mainly body fluids will be made up of blood and lymph. Body fluids को अगर मैं classify करूँ, I will be classifying it into blood and lymph. These are the two major body fluids which are circulating in the body. They are going to do various functions which we have seen. हम detail में देखेंगे इनको. We are going to see in detail the blood as well as the lymph. Alright. So now let us come to blood. When you fall down, okay, or when you're cutting something and there is a cut on your finger, immediately जो fluid बाहर आता है, एक cut लगा finger पे, and you can see something, some red color fluid coming out. That is blood. That is blood. We know it in very common languages. हम बोलते हैं कि खून बह रहा है. Okay, blood is coming out. एक छोटा सा कट आ गया, आप गिर गए हो, छोटी सी चोट लगी है, blood is that what is coming out. Alright, but आप देखते हो कि थोड़ी देर में वो blood आना बंद हो जाता है. थोड़ी देर में वो blood आना बंद हो जाता है. What is that property of blood which helps it to coagulate at that point and stop flowing? हम ये भी देखेंगे. We are going to see how it clots. Okay, how the bleeding stops. That is, bleeding time कितना कम रहता है. Bleeding होने के बाद bleeding stop हो जाती है. We will see all that in detail. First, let us see कि ये जो blood निकलता है एक छोटा सा cut होने पे या एक छोटी सी injury होने पे, you know the color is red. The color of blood is red. You see when it comes out. Okay, it's a fluid connective tissue. It's one of the connective tissues that is fluid. We have seen the different types of connective tissues, okay? We have seen muscular, nervous, we have seen areolar connective tissue. We have seen the different types of connective tissue. Then it is derived from embryonic mesoderm. Important MCQ, blood is derived from embryonic mesoderm. This you have to remember. Then it is slightly alkaline. Why are we using the word slightly? Because uska pH is around 7.4. pH is 7.4. So on a scale from 0 to 7 is acidic. From 0 to 7 is acidic pH, and 7 to 14 is the basic pH or the alkaline pH. Now 7.4 will be over here, something over here only. Alright, so we are calling it slightly alkaline. आपके MCQs में आपको options में मिलेगा slightly alkaline. So pH is around 7.4. It is slightly alkaline in nature. The amount of blood that an average adult human being has in his body is around 4.5 to 6 liters. 4.5 to 6 liters of blood is flowing, is circulating through the human body. How is it circulating? It is circulating through pathways. ये pathways के through circulate कर रहा है, and the pathways, the vessels which carry these blood are called blood vessels. See, the words itself are telling you. Blood vessels means vessels एक कंटेनर, एक वेसल जो ब्लड को कैरी कर रहा है एंड उसको सर्कुलेशन में हेल्प कर रहा है. So these blood vessels are located in our entire body, which are going to carry this blood. They are going to help in circulating the blood. They are going to help in circulating oxygen and nutrients. They are going to help in bringing back the excretory products and the carbon dioxide from the various organs and various cells of the body. So these blood vessels can be an artery and can be veins. Arteries are again classified, given out into small branches, which are called capillaries. Alright? So arteries carry oxygenated blood. ये fresh blood को लेके जाते हैं, whereas veins carry deoxygenated blood. There is an exception to this, which we will see later on. There is an exception to an artery carrying oxygenated blood and a vein carrying deoxygenated blood. इसको हम देखेंगे एक later stage में. For now, you have to remember that the blood vessels are the vessels containing blood, and these are the pathways of blood in our body. These are carrying the blood throughout our body. Alright? Arteries will be also further giving out branches, which will be called capillaries. Veins will be more superficial. जब हम ऐसे हाथ करके देखते हैं, these are the veins which I am seeing. Okay, with the bluish things, the bluish vessels which we see are the veins. So veins are more superficially located, whereas arteries थोड़ा सा deeply located रहती है. This is what you have to remember over here. Veins will be superficially located. Now, if I have to collect blood, see now. Can you see this? See it on your wrist, okay, on your forearm. You will see the veins. So when we have to collect the blood from a patient for any blood sampling, for any blood culture procedures, when we have to study the blood of a patient, of a human being, it is the vein. It is the vein which is torsioned. हम tight करते हैं so that the vein becomes prominent, and we inject a needle in the vein. Vein में needle inject करके blood draw करते हैं. And then that blood is used for studying that person's blood. Alright, we study the blood, we study the various types of cells it has, the various components of blood. So we will see now the various components of blood, what it is made up of, what is the composition of this fluid connective tissue. Here you have to remember embryonic mesoderm, you have to remember its pH, you have to remember the amount which is present in an average adult, and it is salty and it is viscous. विस्कस है थोड़ा सा वाटर से. जितना फ्री फ्लोइंग वाटर रहता है उतना ब्लड विस्कस नहीं, ब्लड की विस्कोसिटी ज्यादा है. Now what do we mean by viscosity? Viscosity means the thickness of the fluid is more. जैसे वाटर है और ऑयल है, ऑयल इज मोर विस्कस देन वाटर. राइट, वैसे ही ब्लड भी थोड़ा ज्यादा विस्कस रहता है वाटर से, एंड द टेस्ट इज सॉल्टी. Because of the various minerals and nutrients present, it has a salty taste. So now we will see, and the blood, the main organ which is pumping this blood into these blood vessels for them to carry it through the different parts of the body, the main organ which is pumping the blood is the heart. It pumps the blood. So the blood, which is the fluid connective tissue, along with the blood vessels and the organ which is pumping the blood, that is the heart, will form the blood vascular system. Blood vascular system. You will make this flow chart, which means blood vascular system लिखोगे, and you are going to write one is blood in it, second is the blood vessels, third is the heart. You are also going to write the classification of body fluids. There will be one blood and the other milk. And you are going to write all these characteristics of blood. Now we will see the composition of blood. We are going to see when we take out the blood and we study it. Okay, जब हम माइक्रोस्कोप के अंदर ब्लड को स्टडी करेंगे, so what type of cells we are going to see? As we saw in connective tissue, we saw some fibers, we saw some cells in different types of connective tissues. We are going to see what are we going to see in blood? What is the composition of blood? So now, if I take out one drop of blood from my finger, एक needle prick देके, if I take out one drop of blood on a glass plate, I can microscopically study the various cells found in the blood. Alright? So now this is just one drop of blood, say in an artery or in a vein. It is going to show us various types of cells. Alright? So first will be the red blood cells. These are the red blood cells. So the types of cells, the first will be red blood cells. You will do the diagram with me. Okay? These will be the red blood cells. ये बहुत ज़्यादा रहेंगे. These will be abundant in number. Therefore, I've drawn so many. In fact, they will be more than these. They will be abundant in number. The red blood cells. Okay? Then you will have the white blood cells, which will be less in number. You will have the white blood cells, which will be less in number, and you will have the platelets, which will also be very less in number. You will have the platelets, this will be small cells, very less in number. Rest everything will be red blood cells. And this will be the plasma. So let us just label it. These will be the white blood cells. These will be the platelets. Alright, around 45% are these red blood cells, whereas the white blood cells and platelets are less than 1%. So rest 55% of the blood is made up of this plasma. Rest 55% is this plasma. So these cells which are found will be the formed elements. We will call them formed elements or the cellular elements of blood. Or the cells, which will be the red blood cells, the white blood cells and the platelets. The red blood cells will also be called erythrocytes because of the color. They are red in color. And erythrin dye is also red in color, so they get their name from the red dye, the red color which is there, erythrocytes. Just write it down over here. Red blood cells are also called erythrocytes. White blood cells are also called leukocytes because they have no color. They are white in color. इनको बोलेंगे leukocytes. They are also called leukocytes. And then you have the platelets, which are also called thrombocytes. So alternatively, you have to remember red blood cells are called erythrocytes, white blood cells are called leukocytes, and platelets are called thrombocytes. And you have the plasma, which is the fluid in which these formed elements are present. Alright, so there is this plasma, which is around 55% of this total blood. Now, if you want to separate these cellular elements from the plasma, अगर हमको ये red blood cells, white blood cells ये सब separate करने हैं, the process is called centrifugation. एक test tube में, in one test tube, collect the blood from the patient. Alright, so this is the blood that is collected from the patient in a test tube. You have to centrifuge the test tube. Centrifugation is done in a centrifugal machine जिसमें अगर ये टेस्ट ट्यूब है, ये टेस्ट ट्यूब है, ये टेस्ट ट्यूब है, ये सब टेस्ट ट्यूब लगा के they are circulated. Many movements are done, many circulated movements are done. Upon centrifugation, you will get the product like this. The red blood cells will be below. In the center, you will have a white buffy coat, and then above, you will have the plasma. This will be the plasma. This white buffy coat over here, this will be of the WBCs and the platelets, and these will be the RBCs, that is the erythrocytes. The process is called centrifugation. Centrifugation is done in a laboratory conditions in a centrifugal machine where the test tubes are rotated for many rounds. Okay, we will not go into the process of detail of centrifugation, but if at all the blood has to be separated into the formed elements and the plasma, then centrifugation is the technique used. We do it when we require the plasma, जैसे अभी COVID-19 में plasma treatment है, okay, plasma therapy है, you have to separate the plasma. So when you require separate plasma from that patient, or when you require the separate red blood cells, then centrifugation can be done. Alright? So centrifugation is this procedure where plasma and the WBCs and the RBCs, they get separated from each other. RBCs सबसे bottom में चले जाते हैं. Then you have the WBCs, and then you have the plasma, which is the fluid. Alright, so now जो चीज heavy रहेगी वो सबसे नीचे आ जाएगी. RBCs बहुत abundance में रहते हैं, वो बहुत ज्यादा रहते हैं, उनका weight ज्यादा रहेगा. They will come to the bottom. Above them you will have the WBCs, which will be separated, which will be together, and above it you will have this fluid, that is plasma. Alright, so you have to remember this, that RBCs सबसे abundant cells हैं. Yes, WBCs and platelets बहुत कम है, less than 1%. And then you have the plasma, which makes around 55% of the blood. Now we will see what does this plasma contain. Plasma का composition क्या होता है is blood. So you are going to do this chart with me. Alright. I hope you have done this diagram. If not, pause it and go back and do the diagram. Then हम देख रहे हैं अभी plasma का composition. Plasma, which is 55% of the blood, is made up of one, water, which is 90 to 92%. So major composition, major constituent plasma का है water. Alright, so if you want to maintain blood, it is essential. Water is essential for all living beings. Okay, you have to drink lots of water. Next is proteins. You need to have proteins. That is 6 to 8%. तो सबसे ज्यादा प्लाज्मा में क्या है? पानी है, वाटर है. Important density 90 to 92%. If plasma is 55% of the blood, ध्यान से सुनो. Plasma is 55% of the blood, and amongst this 55 major constituent is water. That means blood का major constituent भी पानी है. Blood का major constituent भी पानी है. Are you getting me? Plasma is forming 55% of the blood. Plasma का 90 to 92% is water. So blood का main constituent भी water हो जाएगा. Okay? सबसे ज़्यादा, which is more in quantity, is water. Then you have the proteins, which are called plasma proteins. They are called plasma proteins because they are present in the plasma. These proteins are albumin, globulin, and fibrinogen. हम इनके functions देखेंगे. You just read the chart. Okay, proteins which are 6 to 8% will have albumin first, second globulin, third fibrinogen. Plasma will also have minerals. Okay, it will have iron. It will have waste products. ये minerals और ions में I mean the nutritious products. Okay, it will have waste products. it will have antibodies. AB means antibody. Plasma will have antibodies and it will have clotting factors which are required for coagulation of blood or for clotting of blood. So all this will be the composition of plasma which you should know. It will have the various minerals, that is sodium, potassium, calcium, carbonate, all these ये सारे minerals रहेंगे, ions रहेंगे, waste products रहेंगे, antibodies रहेगी. Plasma will have the antibodies. Just note this. You should know this. We will speak of this later. And it will have clotting factors which will be present in inactive form. ये एक्टिव फॉर्म में नहीं रहेंगे, ये एक्टिवेट होंगे अपॉन समथिंग which we will speak in coagulation of blood. But clotting factors will be present in an inactive form in plasma. Important MCQ. Now, plasma without the clotting factors. Plasma, if plasma में से clotting factors remove कर दें, minus the clotting factors, or for that matter minus the fibrinogen, because fibrinogen is going to be used, is going to help in coagulation or clotting of blood. So plasma minus the clotting factors or plasma minus the fibrinogen is called serum. Important MCQ. Plasma minus clotting factors is called serum. This serum will not have the capability to coagulate because clotting factors निकाल दिए हैं. Okay, so plasma minus fibrinogen, which is the protein responsible for clotting, which helps in clotting mechanism. हम देखेंगे fibrinogen का role in clotting in detail. Plasma minus the clotting factors is called serum, is an important MCQ. ये serum clot नहीं कर पाएगा, coagulate नहीं कर पाएगा because the clotting factors have been removed. This you have to remember. Alright, so you should know serum का composition क्या है now. You should know the composition of serum and you should know the composition of plasma. You will see the roles of those plasma proteins in detail now. We see that fibrinogen in plasma is the protein which is required for the coagulation or the clotting of blood. Important MCQ. Albumin जो है वो एक solute है. Albumin protein जो है वो एक solute है. It attracts the water inside. Okay, it attracts the water inside and it helps to maintain the blood volume. Blood volume को maintain करने में help करता है. Means if the water is less, if the volume is less, it is going to pull in more water inside. If the water is adequate, volume is more, it is going to leak the water outside. Alright? So it is going to help maintain the blood volume and next it is going to help maintain in the optimal concentration of electrolytes and non-electrolytes. तो कौन से आयंस अंदर आ रहे हैं, कौन से बाहर जा रहे हैं, एक ऑप्टिमल कंसंट्रेशन मेंटेन होना चाहिए इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स का, एक बैलेंस होना चाहिए. This osmotic balance is going to be maintained by the albumin. Important MCQs. Blood volume maintain करने में help करता है, osmotic balance maintain करने में help करता है albumin. The third one is the globulin. Globulin का function होगा, it is going to produce antibodies in response to various infections, various inflammations. And thus is going to help in the defense mechanism. Defense mechanism में help करेगा globulin. Defense mechanism में help करेगा globulin. It is going to produce antibodies in response to, in reaction to various inflammations, various infections in the body, and thus it is going to help in defense mechanism. It is going to help the body fight against those infections. Just write A, O, G, D and F, C. Okay. So albumin will be for the osmotic balance, globulin will be for the defense mechanism, fibrinogen will be for the clotting or the coagulation. So A, O, G, D, F, C ऐसा लिख के रख लो आपके नोटबुक में, जहाँ पे भी आपने नोट्स लिख रहे हो ऊपर हेडिंग में लिख के रख लो. So that you can correlate. Okay. और ये याद आता है एग्जाम के टाइम पे when it comes in the MCQs that which protein is responsible for what. Alright, so having seen of the plasma in detail, blood में सबसे ज़्यादा है plasma, which is 55%. We've seen the plasma in detail. Okay, now we will see the second abundance. Means cellular components में से जो most abundant है, that is the red blood cells. Okay, cellular components में सबसे ज़्यादा abundant है red blood cells. We are going to see the red blood cells which make up around 45% of the blood. Let's see about the red blood cells now, which are also called erythrocytes. Okay, they are red because of the presence of hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is a protein molecule which is present in abundant inside each red blood cell. एक red blood cell के अंदर millions of hemoglobin molecules present रहते हैं. Alright, and this hemoglobin, heme, comes from iron. Globin is a protein. So ये hemoglobin is red colored. It is iron containing protein, and the RBCs are getting their red color from hemoglobin. They are called erythrocytes because erythrin dye जो है that is red in color, so they get their name from erythrin dye. But they are red because of the presence of hemoglobin. Alright, and these are the most abundant cells amongst all the cellular elements. RBCs or the erythrocytes are the most abundant cells. इनका main function है oxygen का transport and carbon dioxide का वापस लेके आना. They are the cells which are going to help mainly, okay, इनका major function है in the transport of respiratory gases and transport of nutrients and back of the waste products and the carbon dioxide. So they are going to mainly help in this, which is the principal function, okay? Transport of all the nutrients, transport of the respiratory gases. The shape is biconcave. Shape is biconcave. You are going to write all these features of RBCs, okay? I have written them to save time of writing in the lecture so that video ka length kam ho, but you are going to write these. You are going to pause and write it down, okay? As we discuss. So the shape is biconcave. Now see, एक normal cell circular होता है and center में nucleus होती है. Okay, एक normal cell circular होता है, central में nucleus होती है. But in this RBC now, एक यहाँ से concave कर दो, यहाँ से concave कर दो और एक यहाँ से concave कर दो. So this nucleus, जो central area nucleus को लगती है, that is not there. And I've done two concavities. So this shape is a biconcave shape. See, this is a concavity. Okay, ये concavity. So it's a biconcave shape. Two concavities from both the sides. So we call it biconcave. Now, just correlated. ये कौन से structure के जैसा दिख रहा है? You will see it. It's looking like a dumbbell. जो हमारा dumbbell रहता है ना, वैसा दिख रहा है. So it is also called dumbbell shaped. There is no nucleus. Central area is thin now. कम है. Okay? Central area is reduced. There is no nucleus in these RBCs. They are biconcave, they are dumbbell shaped. They don't have nucleus. They don't have mitochondria. ये cell membrane है, ये plasma membrane है अब cell का. And ये अंदर का cytoplasm है. Alright, plasma membrane है and अंदर का cytoplasm है. Then the size, it is around 7 to 8 micrometers in length. 7 to 8 micrometers in length. You have to remember the size. Thickness is around 1.5 to 2.5 micrometers. Very thin cells. Around 1.5 to 2.5 micrometers. The total number on an average is 5 to 5.5 millions per meter cube. एक adult human being में average में 5 to 5.5 millions per meter cube ये cells रहेंगे. That are the red blood cells. Okay, 5 to 5.5 millions in a meter. Okay, per cubic meter. Then, if you want to see the number in the males and the females, males में ज़्यादा रहेगा count. Males will have around 5.1 to 5.8 and females will have around 4.3 to 5.2. But average in your NCERT, this is given 5 to 5.5. This is called the total RBC count. Total RBC count. So imagine कितने cells हैं एक mm में, okay, इतने cube cells हैं 5.1 to 5.8 million. So this is the total RBC count. Now increase in this RBC count from this natural range. Increase in the RBC count from this normal range is called polycythemia. Increase in the RBC count from the normal range is called polycythemia. लिखो, increase हो गया RBC count. Whereas decrease in the RBC count is called erythrocytopenia. So erythrocytopenia will be decrease in the RBC count. Polycythemia will be increase in the number of RBCs or increase in the RBC count. Important MCQ. ये value, average value, what is the total RBC count in a normal average adult? Then increase is called polycythemia, decrease is called erythrocytopenia. All these are important MCQs. Iska shape is an important MCQ. It has no nucleus, no mitochondria. Now, what is the importance of this shape? Okay, what is the advantage of having this shape? एक सर्कल की जितनी सरफेस एरिया होती है, इसमें सरफेस एरिया इंक्रीज हो गई है. So better, it can take in more oxygen because the surface area has increased now. Increase in surface area is going to help in better exchange of gases and nutrients from these cells to the other cells and other organs of the body. Alright, that is one advantage because the surface area has increased. Second advantage is because of this shape, they can squeeze through the capillaries easily. छोटी छोटी जो arteries और capillaries हैं, where they are traveling, okay, which are the blood vessels which are containing blood, which are containing these cells. So they can squeeze easily and flow easily. They can travel easily. इनको बहुत सारी जगह नहीं लगती है travel करने के लिए. So through those small arteries, through those small capillaries, through those small venues, they can travel. So two advantages, two SS of this dumbbell shaped, of this shape of the RBCs. Alright? So you have to remember surface area is increased, they can squeeze easily and they can travel, they can flow easily through the blood vessels. The shape, the size, the thickness, the total number and polycythemia and erythrocytopenia. Now let us see what is there inside the cytoplasm. Okay, cytoplasm के अंदर क्या है? Nucleus तो नहीं है, mitochondria भी नहीं है, we have seen. Let us see what is there inside the cytoplasm. The plasma membrane of the RBCs, ये जो biconcave cell है अभी, का plasma membrane is going to have antigens. Antigens present रहेंगे. We will discuss later which will be the antigens present on the plasma membrane. So throughout the plasma membrane, antigens will be present. आप ये simple drawing बनाओगे, only then you will understand. Just make a dumbbell shape and make these antigens on the plasma membrane. Write AG inside them. Okay, so ये plasma membrane है cell का and plasma membrane is having these antigens. Inside the cytoplasm are going to be present millions of hemoglobin molecules. Mind my sentence, millions of hemoglobin molecules. तो ये जो सारे cytoplasm में present हैं, ये hemoglobin molecules हैं. Inside one cell, millions of hemoglobin molecules are going to be present. These are the hemoglobin, HB molecules. So cytoplasm में है hemoglobin molecules. Now if I actually write down hemoglobin, let me write it down for you. Hem hemoglobin. Heme is the iron, globin is the protein. So these are iron protein molecules. Important MCQ, hemoglobin are iron protein molecules inside the cytoplasm of the red blood cells or of the erythrocytes. Iron protein molecules inside the red blood cells or inside the erythrocytes. These hemoglobin molecules, they have a strong affinity for oxygen. Strong affinity for oxygen. So lungs से जो ऑक्सीजन आता है, lungs से जो ऑक्सीजन आता है when we are breathing, okay, ये रेड ब्लड सेल्स के हीमोग्लोबिन के साथ कंबाइन होता है. All these are the hemoglobin molecules. This oxygen is going to come inside through the plasma membrane. It is going to combine with the hemoglobin to form oxyhemoglobin. These hemoglobin molecules, they have a strong affinity for oxygen. They are going to combine with oxygen to form oxyhemoglobin. Okay, so now one hemoglobin molecule can form 4 oxyhemoglobin molecules. 4 oxyhemoglobin molecules. How? Important MCQ. One hemoglobin molecule can form 4 oxyhemoglobin molecules. How? Now the structure of hemoglobin is such that it has 2 alpha chains and 2 beta chains and an iron linked to all. I will write the iron as Fe. So 2 Fe alpha, 2 Fe beta. So ये एक हो गया. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. And all these chains, okay, that is the iron alpha, iron beta, all these individual 1 chains can form one oxyhemoglobin molecule. So this will be 1 oxyhemoglobin molecule. This will be 2, this will be 3, this will be 4. And this is in 1 hemoglobin molecule. 1 HB molecule is going to have 4 globulin chains, 2 alpha and 2 beta. Important MCQ. एक hemoglobin molecule में ये globulin में 4 chains रहेगी, 2 alpha 2 beta. Iron सब chains को attached रहेगा, heme part. This 1 chain can form 1 oxyhemoglobin molecule. Therefore, एक hemoglobin molecule can form 4 oxyhemoglobin molecules. It has a high affinity for oxygen. Alright. Therefore, these cells are the major cells which are going to transport the respiratory gases. Okay. So you have to remember this important MCQ. 1 hemoglobin is going to form 4 oxyhemoglobin molecules. And there are going to be millions of these hemoglobin molecules inside 1 erythrocyte or inside 1 RBC. RBC millions में है, हमने देखा है total RBC count. In millions of RBC, एक RBC के अंदर millions of hemoglobin molecules हैं. Just imagine. Okay? 100 ml blood अगर लिया, if I take 100 ml of blood sample, it is going to have 12 to 16 grams of hemoglobin. 12 to 16 grams of hemoglobin 100 ml sample of blood is going to have of an average healthy adult. Average healthy adult का hemoglobin content 12 to 16 grams होगा. We can also write it as 12 to 16% if we are not writing 100. 100 की जगह पे हम percentage लगा रहे हैं. If you want to specifically see for the males and for the females, for the males and for the females. For the males, it is going to be 14 to 17. For the females, it is going to be 13 to 15% or 13 to 15 gram percent or grams per 100 ml of blood. Okay, so you have to remember these values. But your NCERT gives you a general which is 12 to 16 gram percent or 12 to 16 grams in 100 ml of blood. Okay, so you have to remember these values of hemoglobin again for your MCQ. Important for your MCQ. Lastly, the process of formation of these red blood cells. ये हमारी बॉडी में ही बनते हैं, बॉडी में ही डिस्कार्ड हो जाते हैं. They don't have a permanent life. Means एक बार जो RBC बना वो throughout the life चलेगा ऐसा नहीं है. They have an average lifespan of only 120 days. इनका एवरेज लाइफ स्पैन 120 डेज ही है. इतने मिलियंस ऑफ सेल्स हैं और 120 डेज एक सेल की लाइफ है. दैट मीन्स ये कंटिन्यूसली बनते रहने चाहिए. ऑलराइट, they should be formed continuously. They are formed also in the body. They are discarded also in the body when their lifespan is over. Okay, worn out, thinned, the RBCs, they are discarded in the body itself. So the process of formation of these RBCs, जो repeated formation चलता रहता है throughout life, is called erythropoiesis. Erythropoiesis. Poiesis means formation. Formation of red blood cells. Erythropoiesis is the formation of red blood cells inside the body. Now, where does this formation take place? In this complete human body, ये formation कहाँ पे होता है? So there are two sides. In the fetus, adults में आपको एक ही site याद रखनी है, which is the red bone marrow, which is the marrow cavity in the long bones. So यहाँ पे होता है formation of red blood cells, that is erythropoiesis. MCQ आता है formation of red blood cells is erythropoiesis. The site of formation of erythropoiesis or formation of red blood cells is the red bone marrow in the adults or the bone marrow cavity. Whereas in the fetal life, when the baby is developing, fetus is developing inside the mother's womb, the RBCs can also be formed in the yolk sac, in the kidney, in the liver and the spleen. So you have to remember कि fetal life में ये यहाँ बनते हैं, but once the baby is born, once the baby is mature, the RBC will now be formed only and only in the red bone marrow. Why is their continuous formation important? Because इनकी lifespan is only 120 days, around 120 days. Some books will give you around 120 to 160 days का range, but we will be following NCERT for this 120 days का range. Alright? And because they are going to get discarded, because उनकी activity खत्म हो जाएगी, they are going to be discarded in the body itself. ये discard हो जाते हैं spleen में. Liver and spleen are the places where the worn out RBCs are discarded. So the spleen is also called the graveyard of RBCs. Important MCQ over here. Spleen is also called the graveyard of RBCs. Fetal life में spleen में बन भी रहे थे RBC. Okay? But adult human being में बनेंगे सिर्फ red bone marrow में. Destroy होंगे, discard होंगे in the spleen. Spleen is also called the graveyard of RBCs. Important MCQ. Now you have to relate it with the word graveyard, okay? Where like we just put the human beings who have died. So that is the word. जहाँ पे died RBCs, they are discarded in the body. So you have to remember about the process of erythropoiesis, about this graveyard, and their average lifespan, which will be important MCQs from this part and where they are formed, the site of formation. Alright, now by the end of the lecture, just check karo aapke notebook mein you have all these points about circulation, about body fluids, then what is blood in detail, the composition of blood along with the diagram, then you know what is centrifugation, you have seen plasma, the various composition, the components of plasma, the role of plasma protein, then you know what is serum, then you know the formed elements of blood, which will be the RBCs, WBCs and the platelets, and about RBCs in detail, and you know about hemoglobin. Where is it present? What is its function? What are the chains which is present in? And one hemoglobin molecule can form how many oxyhemoglobin molecules? Just go back to the lecture and listen it again if you have any doubt in any of these points. Okay, I will see you in the next part where we will discuss about WBCs and platelets.